here he goes. Go. Good? That's a big fish.
Full hand on tail, yeah, looks so good.
Look how broad that thing is.
What if I want to hold me in?
Beautiful. Oh my, that's a big fish.
That's what I've been waiting for all day.
That's over 6. Oh. That's a good fish. Donkey. That's a heavy spot.
Oh my God, please get the net. Please get the net.
I got you, buddy.
That was the weirdest play ever. Here you go. What the? Oh yeah, he's got another 4.5.
Oh my God, this might be it. If I can land this fish. Holy sh! 5.06. She's thick. Oh my God! Oh my God! Holy! What a beast! Dude, that's it! That's it! I'm like 4 pounds smaller. I need a picture. Oh wow! That might be a 4. That might be a 4. Yeah, it's a 4. You guys show that off to 4 pounds, 12 ounces. Holy! Trailer just getting that. Yeah? Yeah. Dude, that's unbelievable.
He's still swimming. What happened to Mick?
Yup. 5.3. Sorry for freaking out. My first fish of the year. There we go. That's a big fish. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes! 4.14 though. Gee. Not too shabby. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing on this fantastic snowy Wednesday night? 3rd snowstorm in 6 days. Mother Nature apparently was like, oh yeah, we forgot about New England.
Oh yeah, whoops.
Here you go. All at once.
Yuck.
All right, first and foremost, before I say hi to everybody in the chat, Jim B, new YouTube member. Jim, thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciate you. We're going to schedule a private stream for all of y'all, hopefully next week, because that will work. And then we're going to start making up for these really, really fast. So sometime next week, I'm going to put a post on the YouTube channel in the community tab, members only, and you guys can let me know what night, or better yet, what time frame works best, and we'll make that work. The thing I work around is my kids' basketball practices, which are timing-wise not ideal, but that's okay. We'll work around it. It's going to be great. Aside from that, again, Jim, thank you very much. So obviously we have Jim, Gordy, Al, G. Hayes, Dave, Mike, Ferris, Joe. Oh, boy. Ben, Brian. Oh, my God. There's so many people in here already. Kevin, Chris.
Hello, everyone.
Dave, Z20, Bob, Ben, again, Vance, Lizard, Kevin, Gone Bassin, Chris, Tammy, Donk Swampy. We got whacked in New Ipswich. Yeah, I got friends that live out that way, and they were telling me they got hammered. My chiropractor lives out that way area.
So I don't know if you guys watched my story on Instagram the other day with the fire, and hoping everybody's electricity was okay. That was in, I think that was in New Ipswich or Greenfield.
Oh, you came up the back way.
Yeah, I always come up the back way.
Yeah.
Always. I won't take Route 2, especially during the snowstorm.
No.
I'm all set.
No, forget that. Who else did I miss? Oh, Alec, Mike, Dan, and Mark's here. Oh, and your sister. Hey, Ashley.
Hello. Wait, where?
So, and Carter. Hey, Carter. She over there.
Oh, hi.
And over there.
Oh, yeah,
and
there
over
it
here.
is.
And over there. Oh, my God. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, Chris, that's YouTube, so now everything's going to show up. So we're doing something different. We're streaming to both YouTube and Facebook now moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
I got quite a few people that reach out that, they're like, how do I comment on YouTube? And I try and walk them through it, set it up, and it just doesn't work out. So no big deal. But then it clicked. I was like, wait a minute, I'm an idiot. We use StreamYard, pay a lot of money every month to be able to utilize this. So I can multi-stream. I can actually stream to like 10 different channels or locations, which is pretty awesome. And then StreamYard pulls in all the comments from multiple locations too. So that was a no-brainer. And it, honestly, it only took me like 2 minutes to set everything up. You go to StreamYard, you add the location you want to go to, you will give it all the permissions it needs, and then bada bing, bada boom, kid.
Boom.
It's done.
Hi,
Easy
Jimmy.
peasy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Oh, even Jimmy. Hey, buddy. Sean jumped in. Deej, JJ Fishing. Oh, my God. We got a lot of people here.
He's like
what do you say?
Alex.
Picasso and Young Bob Ross.
I'm glad you like my artwork.
Oh, DJ, that's interesting. And hey, Mark, what's good, bud? So we got a few things to talk about. But one of the things I do want to talk about first and foremost, one, for everybody that's watching, as always, we greatly appreciate you and thank you. Two, do us a favor. If you haven't done it yet, wherever you watch it from, YouTube or Facebook, just drop a like. That helps, like, huge. It really, really helps the algorithm and driving traffic and everything expanding. Like, every single week, every measurable engagement across the board just keeps going up for us. And that, all of that, okay, 99% of that is due to you guys. I guess we kind of carry the other 1%, maybe?
So
1.5%?
I was going to say 0.8.
0.8%. All right. Well, I'll round up. You round down.
Okay.
So for anybody that could do that, please, thank you. Appreciate it. We got a kind of a little bit of everything, a little bit to talk about, a lot of things tonight.
We got a lot, but not a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. Last week was amazing. Like, we had a bunch of different ideas for all these little topics we were going to go through the whole night. And someone brought up, like, old baits and techniques that used to, like, be a staple in every angler's tackle box. And then just kind of disappeared, fell by the wayside for a lot of anglers because just other things came up that kind of, like, fit that niche way better. And that covered the whole friggin' night. And that was awesome. So now tonight we can kind of flip it back to all those little things we wanted to talk about. This weekend, the New England Fishing Expo is happening down in Boxborough, Mass. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Boxborough Regency, I think is the name of it. The hotel.
Boxborough Regency, yeah.
Right off of 495. Wicked easy to get to. It's cheap to get in. There's going to be tons of people there. I mean, obviously, Ben's Tackle Shack is going to be there. Ben and Dan running the show. Dan. And then we've got Beast Coast Fishing is going to be there. They've got their huge booth. You can't miss them. You walk in, like, the primary entrance. You turn the corner and, like, all the way down on the right, they just got this, like, 20-foot banner. You cannot miss them. He's bringing all of his usual goods. He's got a ton of new colors for a lot of things. Blade Runners, which are the bladed jig trailers. He's got new colors for the Flippin' Delight. I think he's got new jig colors for Little Magnum and I think the Sniper. He's going to have a ton of stuff. He's bringing an absolute ton. So it should last him through the whole weekend, but the really good juicy stuff may not be there Sunday. You've been warned. Ben's Tackle Shack, however, does carry a lot of Beast Coast stuff as well. So there's that. I know that Al Cappy is going to be there representing Lose and Strike King, which is going to be awesome. God, I know, like Smatus Baits, we had Jamie, the owner, on at one point. We also had Jason from Crazy Hick Bait Company. He's going to be there. Dude, there's tons of vendors. And if you guys are looking for something to do this weekend, I implore you, drive down there. There's tons of stuff, tons of things for you to do and to spend a lot of money on. Like MGC Fishing is going to be there and a couple of other, like, bigger, still, like, smaller output swim bait guys. Like Lance the Audi is going to be there. MGC is going to have a ton of other things there as well from other companies. Like, it's stupid. There is no limit to how much you can.
I might be stopping by there.
I already know. I know that Bullshad's going to be there, and our buddy Brian is going to be there with Mike Buka, and I'm going to go talk to Brian. I already know that's where I'm going to spend the majority of my money because I want some of those bigger glides. That's my plan. So we're going to drop all my money.
I want one.
From Buka, or are you going to MGC to look for something else? You're just looking for a big glide.
When I see it, I'll know.
Just looking for that one that speaks to him. Mm-hmm. It's like all of a sudden there's one.
Dude, I look at like 1,000 of them when I'm there. I'm like, and I see one. I'm like, ooh, that's the one. Yeah. And like I go there at the end of the week and it's still there because nobody wants it. I'm like, that's the one I want.
Yes. So, speaking about like everything related to the stream, the stream. Wow, the expo this weekend. I will be there like about 2 o'clock Friday until close. So if you guys want, I'm just going to be kind of milling about everywhere. You find me at Ben's Tackle Shack booth. You can find me at the Beast Coast booth, and otherwise we walk around. If you see me, by all means, stop and say hi. If you want, if not, just, kind of wave, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I'm there just to hang out, shoot the shit, answer questions. And when I'm hanging out at different booths, if you guys are looking for input on anything, I'm there, happy to help. Andrew and I will be there together for at least the first half of Saturday. And then I got to leave at like 2 o'clock because it's my youngest son's 6th birthday on Saturday. So come back home.
I don't think I'll be there Friday, but I'll be there Saturday all day and Sunday all day.
Yeah, Sunday we will both be there all day.
If you see me, just give me a high five.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for. That's it.
No, if you see him, stop him and talk to him like at length. Be great. Yeah, fresh baits. They're going to be there too.
Enough.
No, I'm done. Too much.
I'm kidding.
Tiago, hope all is well with you too. And actually, I saw you. Boom. For anybody that's interested, the Plunder Bay Open up on Lake Champlain in June of this year. You can sign up for that directly with Sean Miller. He's going to be at the Ben's Tackle booth. So if you see him and you want to just get it out of the way and get signed up, by all means, you can do that while you're there, which is nice and convenient. Just, one less thing you got to worry about going into the summer season for all your tournaments. It's always good. Oh God, there is so much in the chat. Attempting not to spend too much. You may as well stay home because you're going to spend a lot because that's just how it always goes at every show without fail. How much did you spend last time?
I don't know.
You guys want to talk about it?
No, I legitimately don't know.
I actually did all right. Oh, Jackson, there you go. Sorry, Ashley, I missed that. Jackson will be at the expo. Nice. What day? What day are you bringing him down?
I think they're going down Saturday.
Yeah?
I believe.
Nice.
Mom's bringing him down, yeah.
Yeah, Brian, I didn't get a chance to text you yet. I will be down there about 2 o'clock on Friday. Last minute decision, once I kind of gathered to know where I was with everything I had to do at work. I went to my boss. I was like, is it a problem? Or like, is it okay if I just take a half day Friday? She's like, yeah, no, you're fine. You caught up on everything. I was like, awesome. Hey, speaking of work, I passed my NMEA 2000 training. First shot. Oh, thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
That was a hard test, by the way. That was a really hard test. I was up till 2 a.m. the night before, reading everything and studying it. I had the math down, and then they threw me like a bunch of weird questions about like testing. It was barely covered. It wasn't even covered in the damn book. We barely covered it. Like, I had this giant 80-page book. I went through everything. And then I had it ended up being like 6.5 hours for the actual like in-class like test, well, virtual class, for like all the prep stuff and that. And only like the last 45 minutes of it was dedicated to like testing of an NMEA 2000 setup. Guess how many questions out of my 50 I got just on testing? 8.
Oh, wow. Cool.
That's way too high for something that we did not dedicate a lot of time to. I almost bombed it. I started ripping through them, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know, I got to come back, and the number of those started piling up real hard. I'm like, oh, fuck.
See.
So, you know what? It's good. I passed. That makes me happy. My boss was very, very happy. I didn't realize she was in there with me doing it at the same time. It's pretty cool. We had to take the test in front of a camera, like live, so they know nobody was cheating. I jump in. I'm like, why are you here? She never told me she was in it. Well, it's like extra panic. I was like, I got to perform.
I get it done before her.
Carl, I'll see you on Friday. Sean, this is the show in the Northeast. Don't want to miss it. Absolutely. Vance. Oh my God, hang on. Back up. Dude, there's so many other companies that I know are going to be there, but I can't remember them off the top of my head when rattling off. Rocky Ledge Tackle is going to be there, and that's huge for any of you guys that like throwing spinnerbaits, crankbaits, jigs. Like, they have a ton. And it's all lead-free, which is good for pretty much anybody anywhere in New England, because I think Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Mass all have lead bans. Maybe not Vermont. I think Vermont
does.
Theirs might not be as stringent.
Specific baits, though, I think.
Mass and New Hampshire are pretty much the same, I think. I'm pretty sure Maine has some, whatever. Anyway, if you buy anything from Rocky Ledge Tackle, you can throw it anywhere. You don't have to worry about it. They're some of the best spinnerbaits I've ever bought. I still have a ton that I bought like years ago, and like even the skirts are holding up. The banding on them, like it hasn't busted. They're freaking phenomenal. You guys going to the Northeast Swimbait Expo? Yes! Okay, I need you all to do us a favor. I was talking to Oliver, because he's going to be there, and I said, hey, you know what'd be cool? Is if they had the hog trough, the big fish tank there, so you could actually do like seminars on glides and stuff.
That'd be cool.
And actually show the bait in the water. Talk about different cadences. How awesome would that be?
It would be cool.
I kind of want
sure.
it. I need to call Dan. Like, Dan, I don't know how we need to make this happen. Let's make this happen. What if we get everybody in here to help donate to make it happen? That'd be cool. I mean, you get somebody like that, and he's not going to be the only person there that can speak to a bait like that. Like, that would be...
Yeah, the guy that runs the tank is kind of a dick, though.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
Kind is an
There's no
understatement.
kinda about it.
He's just a dick.
Shh. We have to pay him
I
to do
know.
stuff on Friday.
He wasn't nice.
And thank you everybody for the congrats on the pass. Gary, what'd you say? I saw a guy buy $2,000 of swim baits, and he said he would flip them for about 6,000 to 7,000 West Coast guys. Yeah,
People do that.
that is part of the problem, which doesn't suck. Gary, doesn't apply to spinnerbait. New Hampshire actually reiterated on their laws, and I think it includes that now. Now I need to go back and double check, because when their law originally came out, things like bladed jigs, spinnerbaits, buzzbaits, like that was not inclusive in the law.
No, it was
but they went
like
back
split shots and drop shot weights and like terminal tackle stuff.
Yeah, and then like regular jig hooks, because it was like it's one much more solid with a lot less hook around it. But they went back and they changed it, and I think they included that. I'm like 99% sure I'm right on that, but I need to go back and double check because I'm not 100%.
Yes, he keeps the loons happy. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt, well, thank you very much. We appreciate you. New follower is always good. Wait, what? Did you see the Lucky Craft Chatter Crank? I don't think so.
I haven't seen it yet.
What have you seen recently that's new that you're like really hyped for?
Me?
Aside from the bait you just bought us. We didn't even talk about how dog shit we did Sunday. It was bad.
I think it was a depth bait I saw. I think it was depth. No. Hold on.
He's diving into the archives. All right. Well, I can tell you what we did Sunday.
Wait, what's
Why are people sending me stuff about Warzone 2? I mean, it's good, but now's not the time. Carl.
I think it was Daiwa.
Oh, Carl, you're the best. Thank you. So Sunday we went fishing. We actually found a spot, open water in northern Mass. Water was 36 degrees. We didn't catch shit. And more to the point. Okay, more on that in a second. What the hell? So we have active targets, so it's like, okay, cool. Now we get like a really good idea as to like what's going on here. There was a whole lot of nothing, and I mean a whole lot of 99% of nothing happening. We covered a lot of water. We fished for 5.5 hours. It wasn't that bad out. Like weather-wise. It was supposed to be mostly sunny and 10-mile-an-hour winds until like late morning around noon. And then the clouds and the snow would move in, and no, there was zero wind and pure cloud cover. We definitively only marked one bass.
And it was...
You go ahead and elaborate on that, because I don't think I can. My heart was...
It was large.
Broken.
It was very large. Very, very large. We've marked and seen like 3-4 pound fish and caught them. And like they come up as like a decent sized little mark. Like you can see the fish like a little bit. Like you can see the fins and everything. You can see it's like a decent sized mark on the active target. But this thing, it just kind of showed up out of nowhere, and it came right under the boat, and I was just like, I'm just going to watch it. I tried dropping down a blade bait or something down on it, and it just kind of half turned, and it was like, nope, and just kept going. It was very, I'd have to say at least, I don't know, 6, 7, maybe 8 pounds. I don't know. It was big, very big.
It was down, 25 feet of water when we saw it?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have the range set that far. It was 30 down and 60 out. So really, like, overall range we had on the active target and a 16-inch screen. Dude, we could see it clear as day. We saw it turn. We saw all the fins, everything. I was like, okay, that's a big fish. And he was like, he's trying to follow it for me so I could try and cast at it. And the thing didn't move. It didn't stop.
It just kept going and going and going. Like, all right, well, 36-degree water. Okay, I guess you're still moving around real fast and you're not eating anything right now.
And she came out of nowhere. That was the weirdest thing.
There was nothing around. We saw a couple of fish like down in the grass. And that was it. And then that showed up, and it just didn't want anything. Then we were just like, well, okay, I guess they're not eating today.
Yeah, no.
At that point, so.
I mean, we marked a couple of bait fish here and there. So to kind of expand on this, it's not just us like, hey, we went fishing. This is how we did. There's always a lesson to be learned in every single trip, right? And one of the things we did learn was the majority of the activity that we saw on the active target was in the same kind of spots that we always fish this time of the year. So check mark on that. Like, that was good to be able to see that, even on a day where we literally didn't even get a bite. Not that we didn't catch a fish. We also didn't even get bit, not once. And that goes to show just how hard they were shut off, because we're usually good for at least a perch or a pickerel.
Or anything, literally any fish. You can at least get at least one type of fish on the boat. You didn't get anything.
Nothing, not even a bite. But being able to at least see...
I mean, you were grinding the jig for a while, like the whole day.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I was grinding the bait that was least likely to get bit.
Oh, yeah, you're throwing the giant bait.
Yeah, the Defiant Ghost Carp, the 210. I was throwing that all day.
And then you threw the blade bait a lot, too. I threw a Ned rig around a lot. Like, I threw a bunch of different types of jigs. I was changing jig trailers. Not super often, because I was giving them plenty of chances, but I changed my jig trailer a lot. I was going skirt, no skirt. We threw the jerk bait actually quite a bit.
Yeah.
Nothing. They just weren't having it. But again, the plus side was we saw them exactly where we expected to see them. And like that was by far where the majority of what little activity we did see was seen. Steep points. Mainland steep banks and submerged points. But again, very, very close to the mainland. And it's not a big body of water where we went either. Like it's really small, but the average like deep water depth out there is about 20 feet. So it's deep enough.
Probably
like
100-acre lake.
Yeah, something like that. But
no, probably a little bigger than that, actually.
No, you're right. It actually might be like 250.
Yeah.
It's a decent size.
Yeah.
As far as like your typical kind of kettle pond goes around here.
Your New England pond.
Yeah.
It was a decent sized one.
But we tried everywhere. We had that one spot identified that was like highest probability of success. I know I've said that a million times before, but it bears repeating. And we saw them right up against the steep bank. Like, if it kind of knuckles down like that, maybe a little less steeper. But, from the fingertip, it's like 5 feet deep and it rolls down to about 10 to here. And then right at the sleeve is like 20 to 25 feet. It varied. We saw them here or just over here. So they were more than halfway down, but most of them were down towards the bottom of that transition. And it was pretty evenly split between the steep bank and like that prolonged point that came off the mainland.
I didn't throw the jig once.
No, you didn't. You were, as you said, by hour 2 of no fish, you said, if I'm not going to get bit, I'm not going to get bit in style. And you ground out that Defiant.
I did.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was, you know what it is, dude? It's 36-degree water. When I think back to the number of times you and I have fished, and we'll say 38-degree and colder water, maybe 15 times total in our lives. Mm-hmm. We've been fortunate. A lot of our fishing has been down to like 38 to 40, or obviously warmer. Mm-hmm. But this time of year, it's not that often we get to like 36-degree water. Less than 10 times we fished in that cold.
That's cold.
That's really cold.
That's really cold water.
It was not, yeah. Anyway, it is what it is, man. And so we both skunked. Oddly enough, it's where when we started the season for 2022, we started in Connecticut, and then we fished Mass and then Mass for our first 3 trips. I skunked trip 1 and 2, and then finally broke the skunk with, what was that, 5.5 pounder? And then you followed up with a 4.5 right after, or like a 4 3/4, something like that.
Oh, same place.
Yeah. But that's where I broke my skunk, and that's where I restarted the skunk. So it's kind of fitting and funny in a way. You, on the other hand, that is your first skunk since the Berkshire Fall Classic of 2021. That's a hell of a streak.
Yeah.
We both had some very close calls between then and now, though. We're like 1 fish, maybe 2 fish.
Yeah,
like,
one of the Berkshire last year only got 1 fish.
Yeah? Yeah, but you got it early. You got it out of the way, right out of the way. And you're like, okay, now I'm going to lay down and die.
Yeah. Now I'm just going to crawl in the live well and hope it keeps me alive.
Yeah. Cam, yes, that wholeheartedly true. Dude, that was stupid how big that fish was. And like, we were up on Champlain January 2nd, and we were Demiki rigging fish up. And you could see, like, they're just like kind of a little blob on the bottom. But then they turn and they come up, and you can see, like, the fins. Like, it's like, oh, holy shit, that's a smallmouth. And even like a 3-pound smallmouth looks like kind of big, but not really big. But now at that point, my range is set to 60 feet down and 100 feet forward. So things are a little distorted. And this thing was,
it wasn't small. That was a big fish.
It was huge. But it's cool being able to like see them turn. You actually see like the fish. Every fin, you see it like kind of you like perfectly swishing through the water. That's wild. I like it.
That was not small. I didn't like it, didn't catch it, but oh well, that's probably my PB.
So what was, real quick, because there's more in the chat there, but I asked you a minute ago, what was your bait that you're looking forward to trying the most this year? What was it called? Was it that?
I believe so, but it's bigger than that.
Didn't you just have it on your phone?
Yeah,
Sorry, I want to pull it up and show it on the stream.
It didn't say what it was.
Who is it from?
Daiwa. I believe it's that, but it's just...
But it's huge. It's a giant prop bait. I'm trying to find it. I wonder if that's a JDM.
I don't know.
I don't
They're
think
brand new.
Steve's
They're
prop.
not even out yet, so...
All right, I can't find it. Well,
it says...
It looks cool.
You can get the first baits available anywhere in the country by stopping by Chicagoland Expo.
Oh, so that's no wonder why we can't get anything for it. All right, we'll have to wait. No big deal.
But
there's that.
It's just a giant prop bait.
But it's like 6 inches.
6, 7. It's probably 6 or 7 inches, and it has like a little
spy bait on steroids. Is what it is.
It's a giant spy bait with like a spoon on the bottom of it. It's really, really cool looking. I really want it.
I saw a question. Oh, Carl. I'm going to the show looking for a tungsten Arky style jig. Love the Beast Coast Little Magnum, but its action is straight up and down. Football style won't work for what I'm looking for. If you want Arky, then you need another one from Beast Coast. The Vanquish. That's straight up Arky style.
Vanquish, yes.
I literally have, trying to think, 2 Plano boxes, like Plano 3700s, that are just Arkies. And one is all my green and browns, and the other one is just all black and blues. And I have the same thing for traditional football jigs. And I have a separate case just for snipers, and I have a separate case just for hustlers. And I actually do have another separate case just for all my swim jigs, but it's nowhere near as extensive because on the topic of what we talked about last week for things that kind of fell by the wayside, swim baits on swim jigs used to be my jam, and I just kind of stopped doing it. That was only a few years ago. So I have this case that I haven't replenished, and it used to be like my go-to for like 4 straight years. What?
Well, you need to get on that.
Oh, I intend to this spring, that's for sure.
Plenty of swim baits.
I do want to do a room tour when this is all done.
Be like 1,000 more. I don't know, a lot.
I don't want to talk about it. On the plus side, I try not to buy anything unless it's from like super local people that I'm trying to support, like Ben's Tackle, obviously, like buy everything there. We get it at cost, or not cost, sorry, at full retail. Joe at Grand Estate Rod and Reel down in Nashville, just buy a bunch of stuff from him. But everything else, like if I'm ordering straight from Kitech, I have friends that have 20% codes. Like I'll always do that. Working Class Zero, obviously can't get a discount for that. Mega Bass can't get a discount for that, so I just buy all that at retail. We got a lot of that stuff. We got a whole wall of Beast Coast stuff over here. It's great. Not tungsten though. The Vanquish? The Vanquish is tungsten. How dare you? Beast Coast fishing right now. Here we go. Don't you dare. Tungsten jigs. And from there, we've got the new Baby Dozer, the Sniper, the Lil Magnum, the Maxfield. Oh, what do you know? The Vanquish. You shush, Sean. You shush. I corrected myself. No, I don't care. I didn't get that far yet. Or Maxfield. Oh, Dozer. All of them. Our Bico. Is it Bico or Bico? Tungsten or just non-lead? That I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, there you go. David, tin bismuth. Yeah. Shame, Sean. Shame. Beast Coast Vanquish. Oh, there we go. There was somebody else in the chat that I saw that I want to get to it. Yeah. Speaking loon and lead. Pretty dumb, though, if a loon eats an 8-aught belly weight hook and guarantee it's not dying from lead poisoning. Yeah. 100% right on that. Learn what it's like to be...
Bird. I almost cut one's head off with my trolling motor because it kept swimming around my trolling motor.
Oh, yeah. No, I've had some...
Stupid-ass freaking feathered bird chicken thing.
They're very magical, but also absolutely stupid. Ferris, you guys learned what it's like to be for me for a day. I saw that, and then I saw Alex say, you guys can take a skunk from me anytime. There it is. I mean, you can take some of my skunks this year if you want. No, I don't like skunking. You guys can keep all the skunks. Oh, there you go, Carl. Yeah, didn't realize the Vanquish was tungsten. You're very welcome. Ben, I know a place possibly you can get some Mega Bass on discount. Let me find out. Ooh. All right. Well, one of the other
I
things.
like Mega Bass.
What?
I like Mega Bass.
Mega Bass is.
I almost bought a couple of jerk baits the other day, but I was like, nope. Spending all this money on my nephew. I'm not going to buy it for myself.
What'd you almost buy?
A couple 110 plus, or 110 plus ones.
Were they the regulars or the juniors?
They were regulars.
I want more of those +1 juniors.
A couple of colors that I've never seen before that were there, and I was like, oh.
So you're saying I got to go there this weekend? Whatever I don't get at the show, I'm going to go to Bass Pro and snag some juicy colors. I actually need to up my collection that I have. As stupid as that sounds, I don't have enough 110s.
They're kind of running thin, though.
Yeah, it's about that time of the year. Now,
And they're doing a huge sale, apparently. Some guy just decided he wanted to talk my ear off for 10 minutes.
Really?
And he's like, they're having a huge sale. I don't even remember when it was. I wasn't paying attention because I'm not going back there.
So if Bass Pro's having a huge sale, now they're going to be the same retail price as everybody else. Nice.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
110s are still going to be $25 a piece, though.
Yeah, there's certain brands that almost never go on
I
sale.
think they're having a sale on like drop shot stuff and terminal tackle stuff and stuff like that.
Yep. I tell you what, one of the things we've always tried to do with the show, like especially when we're talking about like technique specific or seasonally topical or seasonally timed topics, we're always trying to give you guys an idea as to what's coming down the pipeline in like a month-ish. So that way you can get ahead of everybody else and buy what you need before everything's sold out. That's a lesson I learned the hard way years ago, especially with like jackhammers. Oh my God. Like when I got on that fire craw pattern, 4 or 5 years ago now?
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't even with the jackhammer, it's just the fire craw pattern in general. That next spring, it was like the Monday leading up to that weekend, right? That we're like, yeah, this is probably going to be it. And I go to look and everybody's sold out and everybody's back ordered for like a month. I'm like, I guess I'm screwed. And I scrambled driving around local trying to find them and I got a couple and we got us by.
Because they killed it on the elites with it.
Yes, that's right. Because we had them, I think we were hitting them really good with it 2 years before that. Then the elites, they killed it on it. And everybody was like, we need it.
We're like, we need red. I'm like, all right, well, save some for the rest of us. People have been doing this already for a couple of years.
Yeah. So now is the time, if you're thinking about like your ice out baits that you want and or need, right now is a great time to buy it. I mean, between Ben's Tackle Shack, who's going to have an absolute metric ton of stuff, and then Berkshire Bass, which is out of Western Mass, they're going to be at the show too. They have quite a bit of Mega Bass stuff. Like between those two guys, you come down to the show, you're going to have tons of stuff to be able to pick from right there and then. So that's nice. That's easy. If you're going to go ahead and order stuff, again, check Ben's Tackle Shack. There's a link down in the video description below. They've got plenty of stuff, but again, now's the time to start looking for those things. Like if you've got a handful of things that you want for immediate ice out, which depending upon where you are in a lot of Massachusetts is probably either now or like end of February, mid-February. From like the Cape, working its way back up like northwest from that point. Southern New Hampshire, depending upon how our spring looks, probably like early March. If we're lucky, early March, sometimes more like middle of March. So you got to take that in consideration when you're buying all your stuff. Like now's a really good time to start stocking up on some of those like harder to get things. That's for damn sure.
Wait, is Daiwa going to be at the show?
They were 1 year. I don't think they are this year.
Because if they are,
we got some conversations to have.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to talk to a guy while we're there anyway, because this whole thing with lose, I reached out to my guy, and he hasn't heard anything yet, which is kind of unfortunate because like the whole, what'd you say?
That's promising.
Yeah, like the whole program that we have, I call it a program. It's not really like how I got my sponsorship through Lose is kind of convoluted, but it's specifically because of YouTube. And in my case, I was specifically found by the VP of marketing, like at Lose directly. And that's how I got invited into this thing. And I've been there ever since. Well, I'm like one of 20-ish YouTubers that are in on this thing that they've been happily doing for the last 4 years. This will be the 5th season, I think. But usually we've already re-upped by now, and it hasn't happened yet. And I'm waiting to kind of hear what's going on. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen for the 2023 season for what we'll be repping for Rods and Reels. I legitimately do hope it's Lose, though. I really, really hope it's Lose.
It would be nice. They're coming out with a lot of nice stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, but we'll see. There's a guy we can talk to, though. If I can, I'd like to continue to make that happen. If not, we have another option that I will 100% pursue. That'd be nice. I did see another question. Oh, Cam, is it Daiwa show special? I don't know, bud. I don't think there's gonna be anything there. Oh, here you go. You can answer this for Matt. What do you recommend for the ice, jigs, and plastics? That's all you.
Name brands.
No. I would go name brands.
I mean, if you're going for, you can catch freaking giant bass on the tiniest stuff through the ice. Like, I've hooked into, never landed it, but I've hooked into like a 5.5 pound largie on just the teeny tiny little tungsten jig. That's pretty much all. If I'm going for panfish, I go out with a tungsten jig, maybe like a teeny tiny little plastic. If you go to Crazy Hick, he's gonna be at the show. He's gonna have a bunch of ice fishing stuff.
He's got great.
If you have any questions about ice fishing plastics and stuff like that, that's the dude to talk to. But I mean, just the tiny little tungsten jigs with a little trailer, or just a mealworm on the back, and that crushes everything. I've caught Lakers on that. Like, it's everything eats it. Well,
I could have said that, but I thought you were going to keep talking longer.
Well, I don't know what do you want me to say about it. It's just get a bunch of the little tungsten heads, all different colors. Sometimes the ones with like the flat bottoms work if you're working like, I mean those are just open pores, but it doesn't even matter. They all work. All the little tungsten jigs work. If you can find one with a little heavier wired hook, that'd be good, because that's why I lost that big bass on it, because it bent the hook straight out. But
hey, speaking of Jason, the Crazy Hook Bait Company, we were just talking about you.
Where is he?
Right at the bottom. Wait, where'd he go?
Oh, there we are.
Where'd he go? Oh, wow. All the way up there. There you go. Swedish pimple. I think that's what they call them. Yeah. No, those are good.
Ooh, those work too. And they have the, I forget who makes it, but they got one called the dinner bell. It's like a spoon with like another little spoon hanging off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things are sweet.
Those work good too.
I have one of those that for some reason works exceptionally well for crappie through the ice.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Travis told me about that. Or was it you? Maybe it was both of you.
I don't know.
I think it was Travis. We went to the spot up by Jared's place.
Yes.
And he was like, it was like one of the first times everyone out actually jigging for fish. I'm like, hold on, what do I do? He's like, here, hands me, tie this on, watch your flasher. When you see the line up, just start bouncing. I'm like, okay, that's easy. Just start catching a bunch of crappie. Like, this is so much fun.
Yeah, and they taste great.
Oh, delicious. It's the only thing that sucks about not having any ice around here right now. Like,
no, I want to make fish tacos so I want to catch.
Not this weekend, but the following weekend after you get out of work. Travis will be around. We're going to hit the ice. There's a solid chance. We can go over. I'm trying not to give this spot away. Did you go? No. His buddy's place over there. He said that's like nearly safe. And with the cold weather we got right now, we go out there and maybe we can actually make an ice fishing video for you guys finally. There's some really good perch and crappie in there.
Pan fishing. We won't get skunked, that's for sure.
Yeah. If not, we go to the other one we usually go to down the street. No kiss.
You're supposed to say it with a lisp like, what's his face?
Tyson?
Tyson, yeah. No kiss.
There you go. There you go. Crazy Hick Bait. Jason himself, the owner right there. I'll have a bunch of ice stuff this weekend at the show. That's like all I have for soft plastics.
His trailers, money.
Mm-hmm. The only ice fishing soft plastic I have, it's not Crazy Hick Bait, is that stuff I got from that guy on Instagram. No. Remember those tiny little perch things?
From like Poland?
Yeah. Wait, was it? Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, it was Poland.
Yeah.
I remember going to order. I followed the guy on Instagram. They came up. I'm like, oh, holy shit, those look awesome. And they're like these perfect little perch. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd like to order some. He's like, all right, cool. Here's what you send me. Like, it went through PayPal and I said it. And he's like, all right, and send me an invoice. And I'm like, where the fuck are these coming from? No, was it Slovakia?
I'm pretty sure you said they were Polish. They were from Poland.
If I could remember his name, that
it's
would
one of
make
those
this
countries.
I'm pretty sure I just butchered that country name, by the way. All of a sudden, my brain's like, something about that didn't say right.
Slovakia?
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a long day, man. It's been a long 3 weeks for work. In a good way. I've been slammed. What the hell is his... I can't remember his name. If it comes to my mind, I'll bring it up.
They're just little swim bait trailers, but they
Josh?
work so good.
So how do you scope a forward-facing sonar? Listen here, you little shit. No.
Because it doesn't catch them for you. That's why.
Wait, I don't get this. No hair, no Hopkins. Explain, Dennis. Anyway, how do you scope a forward-facing sonar? It's easy. You pick the absolute worst day of the whole week to go, and you pick a pond that was probably just iced over a few days ago. And voila, recipe for disaster.
And there was a little bit of ice when we got there. We had to break through, but nothing
like
catastrophic.
200 feet?
It
Maybe?
was only like 200 feet. Yeah.
Oh, Jason, I saw those deaf in Nordic country. Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
It doesn't cause fish to jump in the boat.
So here's the thing.
We found that out this weekend.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think I got the wish.com version of forward-facing sonar because everybody always ever told me that. When you have forward-facing sonar, it's cheating. And the fish just jump in your boat. Well, they didn't for us, so we did get the wish.com version of forward-facing sonar. I had to call Lawrence and ask them, why did you send me this faulty thing? The fish weren't jumping in my boat. This is supposed to be the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, we saw them, but they kept swimming away. Are we supposed to clap at them or? Man, you here now.
Hair rules 40 degree and under. Oh, that okay. I understand what you're saying. I don't really have a whole lot of hair jigs. It's something I'm working on. There's a couple of guys I wanted to order from that I still haven't done it yet. I did get some from my buddy Sharon, and they're phenomenal, and they're the style I like, and the weight, the whole 9 yards, and they weren't in my boat. I left them at home. So the only other one I had was much more suited to like Damiki rigging, which I did try that at that tournament down in the Cape when you weren't there, when it was with the subscriber there, Jake, our buddy. And it was struggle fest the second half of the day. But everybody there warned me that was going to happen there. And I was like, screw it. I had like a 1/32 ounce or something stupid like that hair jig. Dropped that down. Took forever. But it got like halfway down, and all of a sudden the fish like detached itself from the bottom, came up. I was like, "Oh, wait a minute."
I kind of want to eat that.
It got. I'm not even sure if it actually kissed it or not. It got close, and it hung on it for a while, but I still couldn't get it to even bite that, which really bothered me. Oh, boop, boop. Oh, you gotta tap the screen 3 times. Okay, all right. Now we know for the future.
Gotcha.
Jason, the way this winter is going, boat is getting uncovered next week. Dude, I've already seen a few guys.
Why you covered up in the first place?
Yeah. You don't put it away, and it's not over until it's over.
It ain't over until the bob houses come out.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then just go south.
There was that day we went to Newfoundland. Was that 4 years ago? We literally it was December 31st, the last day.
There was people driving stuff out on the ice.
And we were driving past them with the bass boat, and we went and fished the whole northern end of the lake because it was all wide open. And they're out on their like snowmobiles, and this guy had like a 6x6 like friggin' amphibious vehicle kind of thing, and they're all like,
oh, yeah, that's right. They're like, what the?
When we were driving by, looking at him like, what are you doing? We didn't catch anything that day either, just so you know.
I think we caught Lakers. I think we got a couple Lakers, small ones. I'm pretty sure we did. As soon as you get off the launch, take a left around that island there.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. That was no smallmouth, but yes, Lakers. Mm-hmm. Dennis, I will not say no to that. What? Not at all.
What?
Hair jigs.
What? Oh, that chat, not this one.
You got the. We don't need that. We have forward-facing sonar at home version. That was good. I've watched thousands of bass, nose up to my bait, and just stare at it but not eat it. Dude, it's especially with the Damiki rig, like that's where I mean, me personally, that's where I've seen it the most. Because like, how else are you gonna see fish with anything else? Like, if you don't have forward-facing sonar, you wait for them to come underneath the boat and be with inside the cone. Hundreds of fish just coming up. Nah. Yeah, now it's like tenfold forward-facing sonar, so you can see them do it from 60 feet away.
The whole damn school be like, "What are you?" Just kidding. We don't want it. Got you.
Cam, you need to get that boat done soon. I forgot to send you pictures. He's redoing his boat, and it's gonna look great.
Oh, I want to see it.
Full refurb. Mark, can you actually see the fish giving you the finger for facing sonar?
Yeah,
dude, they do.
You can. They're little fingos.
Yep. I've actually seen one of them go like that with their 2 fins. There's a giant largemouth. Real dick. Oh yeah, Mike got a bit on top water mass 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so that was with that snow coming in on Sunday. I didn't want to drive too far south because I already made that mistake once this season, and it made for an absolute terrible ride home. And then the last thing I want to do is go to an even more populated area of highway driving in Mass and repeat the same thing. I was not interested. So we gambled somewhere close. It did not pay off. What are you going to do? Still felt nice to be on the boat.
It did. It wasn't super cold.
No, we didn't even need the jackets. We just had the ice bibs and a hoodie.
I was chilly for a little bit without a jacket on, but
there was one
sucked it
window
up.
where the breeze kicked up just a smidge more. I got a little chilly. I looked at my jacket and I was like, nah, I'll be fine. And then it, like, that little breeze died down and it was okay after that. My hands, on the other hand, may have fired up that buddy heater about 20 times.
My hands still hurt from it.
Dude, you need gloves. You need like good gloves.
I need new hands.
Wait, I just saw this. Oh, Carl, all Dobbin rods are 40% off tomorrow at American Legacy Fishing. Oh, there you go. That should be good. Alex, should I go over to Facebook and bully people for not being channel members, or should we call Oliver? Call Oliver. Tell him to get in there.
Yeah, annoy the shit out of him.
Chris, I want to know, do you guys use any here are jigs? I'm assuming you meant hair jigs. I mean, well, like other people in the chat or just us? We just talked about it a little bit for us. I am curious, anybody else in the chat? How many of you in the chat will like religiously, confidently throw a hair jig? That's what I want to know. Catch a bass in a wake. Well, that's a great deal, Carl. South Jersey. My boat is buried in 2 feet. No, Mark. Boat is. Yeah, well, you're over there on the Vermont, New Hampshire border. You're in a different world, man. There's a lot more snow out there.
Can always travel south, though.
That's true. You guys are crazy for fishing the Boston Harbor in your boat last weekend. Wait, who did that?
I want to do that.
Oh, here you go. Ride Miller. This is also, there you go. All Douglas rods will be 15% off of the expo at the Douglas Rods booth. There you go. We got that. Oh, my God. Chat's going off. I love it. You guys are the best. Mike, I'll tie my own religiously. There you go. Gordy, hair jigs are supposed to be cold water killers. Yes, I know way too many people that love them. And it's one of the last few things that I like really desperately want to add.
It's either like hair jig or blade bait. It's like, I feel like those are the two that it's either, yeah. I wish I could make my own blade baits.
I feel like that wouldn't be too bad. I mean,
I could.
Pouring it wouldn't be hard. It's just getting
metal and just cut it out.
Yeah, pretty much. You either need a water jet or a laser cutter to actually get like a good, consistent profile cut.
Or my air saw and a sander and a couple drill bits.
Y'all want some Wish.com version blade baits?
They'll work. They'll work.
Hey guys, you want to go fishing?
Blade bait.
This
Sorry, that's not nice.
Is a work of art. What is this?
I like big baits. I just copied the Mac Daddy.
Yeah, dude. What was that? This 5-ounce blade bait?
It was a 5.5-ounce blade bait.
We got that from the New England Fishing Expo a couple years ago.
2 years. I think it was 2 years ago.
No, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Dude, that was a long time ago. Because you brought it to that smallmouth and lake trout lake where you drove your friggin' auger into the ground.
Yep.
You brought it there like that spring, and that was a while ago.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, we got that before like any of this was a thing. We're just down there hanging out.
That was
buying stuff like everybody else.
That was a big blade bait. I mean, this thing was like
stupid.
It was like this big. Like it's literally a bunker blade bait for stripers, and I was throwing it for smallmouth. Idiot.
Cam never caught crap on it. Put it on my dad's rod. One of the few times we fished together, and he caught 2 3.5 back to back. There you go. Ooh, Carl. What gear ratio is everyone used for jerk baits? 6 or 7 ratio? That 6.3 to 1.
7.5 to 1.
This man doesn't give a shit.
I don't care.
And you know what? He makes it work.
It really helps. I mean, the 7.5 to 1, like you. Actually, I think I have it even higher on right now.
It shouldn't matter because you're not reeling it.
It's not. It's the rod that does the action. Yeah. And I sit there. I'll sit there if it's cold. I'll sit there with my hand in one pocket, pop, pop, and then I'll just spin the handle with one finger
just to pick up a little more slack.
Just to get the slack up, and I'll sit there and set the hook, and you're just reeling in at that point. So it doesn't really matter I like faster retrieves on everything. I can work my hand slower if I have to.
That's true. I have been thinking about that, and I've got another rod that, you know what my problem is? I have too many rods with straight 15-pound fluoro on them. I need either like additional reels that I can swap out on different rods that have lighter line, 10-pound and 12-pound for different applications, or just buy more combos. But that's the thing, like especially when I was looking at everything retying for this past Sunday, I realized that the vast majority of what I own is all 15-pound and higher like applications, except for my spinning rods, and those are all like 12-pound and less, with one exception. I literally have 2 rods that I throw, one 10-pound, which is my like jerkbait / crankbait rod, and one 12-pound, which is also a jerkbait / crankbait, but also really primarily like Texas rigging, like light Texas rigging rod. Mm-hmm. That's it. Everything else is like the majority of them are 15-pound straight fluoro. Then I've got 3 that are 20-pound straight fluoro. Then I got 3 swim bait rods now that are all 20 or 24-pound straight fluoro. I've got one more. I think it's a 7.2 heavy fast that's straight braid for like topwater application, basically.
And frogs, which is topwater, I guess.
Well, so
I think the frogs is topwater jigs, so.
Yeah, that's pretty
weird.
much. I have like, it's basically a flipping stick. It's a 7.6 heavy fast, and that has straight 65-pound braid on it. That's primarily my frog rod, but it also doubles as like a backup jig rod, and I just tie on a fluoro leader, or I can Carolina rig with it. I actually like that a lot for Carolina rigging. It's a little stiff for it. Like, I got to throw a half ounce on it, but I make it work. I still catch plenty of fish on it, so it works. Josh, if there's open water in Mass, you guys should come down early Saturday and catch a few bass before Expo. Mm-hmm. Is that an invite? I'll come out there with you.
When is this?
Saturday morning. I gotta do seminar at 11.
We're gonna miss.
But I got no obligation.
We're going
before
fishing.
That.
We ain't going to the Expo on a Saturday. Are you kidding me? We're gonna fish the whole day.
I can refresh that. That's so far behind.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, close that. Josh, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Let's figure out logistics on this. Might be able to make it work. Oh my God!
You gonna bring your boat to the Expo?
No. I feel like Josh is sending an invite, a formal invite. We can just jump in his boat, get sand in somebody else's boat for us.
You're pushing us off the shore. I'm sick of getting wet.
Andrew, is it about catching up with fish headed towards the boat?
It definitely helps.
Yep.
I mean, yes. We'll just keep it as that. Yes. Jerkbait is a treble hook, so you don't want to really horse the fish in. But if they're running at the boat, which 9 times out of 10, once they hit a jerkbait, they're going somewhere fast.
Yep.
It does help to get them to catch up to them as they're running towards the boat. Jesus. English.
There's been a few times where I wish I did have a higher gear ratio, but not once did I ever think, oh boy, it's a really good thing I don't have a high gear ratio.
I think my lowest gear ratio is 6.3 to 1, and that's on my big bait rod.
I mean, honestly,
on both of them.
The more I think about it, having a high-speed gear ratio for a jerkbait makes all the more sense.
That's why I've always done it.
Because, especially with those mega bass hooks, it does not take much to set the hook on a fish and get him pinned with that.
Mm-mm.
Or at least, send the hooks home. After that, with the fights on, it's total crapshoot. But for the most part, I don't really ever lose fish on those. And it takes nothing to just lean into it to get it. With a high-speed reel, you could honestly probably just reel into them to set the hook.
Well, sometimes I do.
You wouldn't even have to swing.
I mean, like on crankbaits or like square bills or anything like that, same thing. I like a higher ratio reel because same thing. They hit it. If they're coming up behind it, they're either going to hit it and turn or they're going to hit it and just keep going. And sometimes you have no idea that you even have a fish because they hit it the same speed that you're moving until they just move their head a little bit, and then you can really catch up and get to them without having to like break your shoulder with a 5.8 to 1 or whatever.
Right.
Like, I'm all set. I'd rather have that higher speed reel. I can move my hand slow enough. I mean, you should see how slow I was working that Defiant this past weekend.
Oh my God.
Like
glacial.
Literally. Like, that's it. I was moving it, but barely moving it. And it didn't work. Didn't catch a fish on it, but...
That's all right. They weren't biting anything that day.
Right.
It's going to be a different story in the spring, though.
Oh, that thing's going to get chomped.
And I wholeheartedly agree with you there, Stevens. I think if your rod is the correct action, reel doesn't matter much. I'm with you on that. I do want to come back because I did see Mike Dixie fishing, deep grass beds, 10 feet plus, clear water. What you throwing?
Water temp.
Yeah,
What is
thank
that?
you.
What's the water temp?
Time of the year, water temp. Give us a little more. We'll work off that. Yeah, dude, 12. So, Cam, 12 and 15 pound fluoro deal so versatile. That's why most everything I have is 12 and 15. Almost all my leaders, I tied 12 pound straight fluoro. Unless it's drop shot, Demiki, Ned rig, then those I go down to 8 pound. It's like 8 and 12 and probably 15 pound. I like almost all I use for leaders. It's one of those I've found, like, even if I'm using 10 pound straight braid on my spinning rods, but I don't feel comfortable going to 8 pound for whatever reason, which typically because of rocks. At that point, if you're going to go up to 10, you may as well just go up to 12 and buy yourself a little bit of added, I guess, peace of mind when going for that, the benefit of the abrasion resistance, because it's kind of a short leader anyway. Like the things I'm throwing for it where I'm utilizing a heavier leader, I haven't personally found a day yet where I found that 10 to 12 pound has made a difference. But it has made it for as far as what I'm getting for bites. But it has made a difference for how confident and comfortable I am fishing around all those rocks and
I
shit.
could see 12 going from 12 to 8 pound making a difference, but
Oh, yeah.
10 to 12, it's almost the same diameter.
Yep. 8, 12, 15. Mm-hmm. And even then, like 15, that's if I'm like throwing like a traditional jig and like I want to hammer them, or if I'm throwing Texas rig and some really, really thick crap, then I want something a little bit stouter. Kind of like I would treat it like a jig. Mm-hmm. See, I like that, Mark. I prefer to throw a jerkbait on a spinning setup. You're not
I used
the
to
only
do
person.
that too.
You did that for a while.
I did it for a long time until I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it with a bait cast. And I caught my first jerkbait fish in a bait cast. And I'm like, okay, I like this. This is fun.
Yeah. Was that wasn't your custom rod, was it? No. What
When
it
I
was
throwing this one?
No, when you
I was
switched-
using a Berkeley Lightning.
Oh
Like
God,
a $30
that was
or
a while
$40
ago.
rod.
Holy
And I
crap.
would use that thing for years. Caught a lot of fish on that.
Josh, I have a boat. It has forward-facing sonar too. Okay, Josh, I'll be in touch. We'll make that work. Maybe. It depends on where we gotta go. But if I can, dude, hell yeah. If I can go out fishing even for 2 hours.
Wait, were you just talking shit?
Ooh, him? In lighthearted jest. Josh is a great guy, Andrew. He's got a boat with forward-facing sonar. He's inviting us out. He didn't say anything bad.
I like you.
Parking a boat at the expo would be interesting. Dude, trust me, I thought about it. I legitimately was like, if it's gonna be nice one of those 2 days, like especially Sunday, maybe we won't be there all day Sunday. Maybe we'll just bring the boat, do the seminar at 11, and be like, all right, later, boys, and just go fish for a few hours. I haven't ruled it out.
We gotta be there. We have to be there.
Yeah, we should be there. We'll be there.
We can't bail on you guys.
Josh, I added a wink after the forward-facing comment. I saw it. He didn't.
I'm blind.
He is blind. Blind as shit. Oh, boy. Ooh, Anthony. Corrado B 5-1 all day. You had me at Corrado. You lost me at 5-1.
Yeah, that's slow.
Hold on. 6 to 8 pound fluorocarbon on my jerkbait spinning setups? I mean, fair enough.
I believe it.
I trust the drag on a spinning reel more than I do on a casting reel for lighter line like that.
100%.
And especially on the right rod, 6 pound. I can do it.
You can't do it. I'll do it. I don't give a shit. But
It's one of those. I got to try 6 pound again this year. I'll buy another spool.
You just got to be gentle.
I do. You need to sing louder. My wife texted me. She said, you need to sing louder and make the fish jump in the boat.
True.
I've been sneaking in more and more of those clips in like our regular fishing videos. How often every day do either you or I, granted it's me more often than not, like, I don't know, pick like any like well-known tune and we'll sing our own version of it in regards to how good or bad the fishing is. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's usually because the fishing is shit.
Yeah. Yeah. All the time. It happens a lot.
So I've been sneaking those in into the random videos.
I mean, you guys only see the videos that we actually catch fish and we're actually killing it. Well, I mean, there's days we go out to catch a couple each where it's like Not even gonna put this up.
Oh, there we go. Mike did respond. So what did he say? He said 10 feet of water, vegetation, clear water. In the summer, I don't fish this place much in the spring. It's big, deep, and always windy. In the summer?
Literally.
And you're looking at 10 feet? Is it deeper than that? That's where it gets hard because I feel like
big, deep, and always windy.
But he said 10 feet earlier.
Maybe he's just talking about a specific spot that he likes to fish.
But if it's, deep grass beds, 10 feet plus, clear water, what are you throwing?
In the middle of summer?
In the middle of summer?
You better believe I'm going to throw that depths over the top of that.
And what else?
And a jig inside of it.
Uh-huh.
Or around the edges. Or Nika Senko. Or
I'm agreeing with everything.
Jerkbait. Or
waiting for it. What did we do up on Champlain?
Carolina rig.
There it is.
Yeah. Literally anything you can throw past that thing. There should be hungry fish hanging out inside of it.
That's a great time to also throw a swim jig with a swim bait in the back. Mm-hmm. Like just like a 3/8 ounce
spinnerbait.
Yeah.
Crankbait.
Oh, dude.
Well, you could literally throw anything at that.
Depending on what kind of grass it is and how thick it is, that's when I really like to throw either a spinnerbait or just a swim jig with a swim bait in the back. And it doesn't have to necessarily be like a Kitech style swim bait. It can be other trailers. Like even if you throw, say, like the Beast Coast Flippin' Delight or a Striking Rage Craw on the back, it doesn't have to be a paddle tail to represent a fish. Like you ever really looked at Rage Craw when you're like swimming on the back of something, or the Flippin' Delight? It looks good. It looks really, really good. Hell, even a twin-tailed grub on the back, or just even a single-tailed grub for that matter. Speaking of things we talked about last week that fell by the wayside, single-tailed grub came up too. I have a whole bin full of single-tailed grubs over here.
That used to be the only thing I threw on the back of a spinnerbait.
Oh yeah,
because I didn't know any better. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I'll just throw this on there because I literally learned about trailers because of fishing with him. I was throwing spinnerbaits without any trailers on them. I was still catching fish with them, but like I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And he's like, yeah, throw this on there. Started catching fish. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then went from there.
Yep. Oh, what swim baits do you plan on starting the season with? Doesn't have to be specific brands, just types like wakes, crankdowns, etc. Oh, wake and glide. I'm gonna throw the glide a lot more, but one of the things we learned 3 years ago now was, holy shit, our bass way more aggressive and opportunistic for a wake bait, moved exceptionally slow than I ever would have thought. And we're talking like water in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. Those bigger females,
that one day that we went out, we just absolutely crushed it.
We had no business doing that good. Then again,
definitely no.
I say that, but we didn't know. Because that was really like the first year we really threw those bigger top waters.
Because we were going out night fishing all the time, and we're just like, well, let's just try it during the day. There's no reason why I shouldn't work in the day.
Right.
Because I had also caught one on the bull wake. I think it was that, like, the couple days before that we went there.
Dude, that was low 50s
in the middle
water.
of the day.
Now I think about it. That was low to mid 50s. When we had that killer week and then we ended it in that one particular spot. And it was just this, there's like multiple stages to this area. And where we were catching them was like prime time spawning area. But it was stupid early. Wicked early. But there had been a slight warming trend leading up to this point in the week. And all the bait fish came up first and the bass came up behind them. And just outside of that was like a main river, or not river, just like kind of like a main channel that brought you very quickly and easily to deeper water. And they were stacked up on top of that shallow flat where you'd expect them to be spawning. And it was stupid. Because the water was still like, I don't know, anywhere from 53 to 55. I forget. Because we fished a couple of spots at different times during that week.
I just remember hovering around low 50s. I don't remember exactly what it was, but
dude,
it was like, I don't know, every 5 or 6 casts we were getting bit. And they weren't small. Like, they were all 4+ pounds.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
We caught so many 20-pound bags that week. It was great.
Every day.
Every day. Chris, I want to know, in the summertime, skirt weather by choice or near the shoreline bass? Thinking.
Wait, what?
Well, summertime
No.
skirt. Whether by choice or near the summertime. Dude, I don't know. I can't answer that without knowing water temps. It's hard. It's really hard to answer these things for me now.
I mean, in the middle of summer, they could either be right on the bank or they could be out over 100 feet of water.
Mm-hmm. It varies wildly.
They could be anywhere.
But that, so, all right.
Depends on the body of water and the water temp.
Think of it this way. When you're going out to a spot like that, middle of summer, like Andrew said, they could be on the bank or they could be hovering out over some freaking deep water or at the bottom of deep water. Though if you're talking early summer, they're probably not at the bottom. They're probably just kind of shifting over a little bit. Maybe they would be towards the bottom. Whatever. My point is, if you find a place like that and you're not sure, like, shit, am I going to be able to hammer them shallow or deep? That's where studying your map and planning ahead of time comes in handy. We've talked about this before several times, specifically on this show and in a bunch of other videos. Identify your areas for highest probability of success, both shallow, mid, deep. Pick 2 for each. If you can, pick more than that. But then identify what is your number one choice for shallow water. And then your number 1 for the mid and number 1 for the depth. And hammer those consecutively. Though in the summer, I will always tackle the shade first. Because that, more often than not, just ends up being the way to go. It's kind of a safe bet.
Yeah, and then when that moves off, once that shade disappears, and you can move towards like hard structure or like working like submerged points or rock piles out in like 15, 20 feet, 30 feet of water. You just got to jump around all over the place. Try it. Once that shade disappears in the morning and you're not getting them on top water or underneath or like up on the shore, move out. Just try moving out because those bass are there's nowhere for them to really, unless they're up like underneath the bank where you can get them like skipping a jig or something way up underneath the trees to get these fish. The other fish are moving out, and they're just like, okay, there's not enough room. We're going to move out. Because those bigger fish are usually up underneath that stuff, or they're down deeper.
Yep. Hey, very well said.
Thank you.
I did highlight Noel's comments to keep the singing in the videos. Jason, sundresses are dangerous. I don't know where the hell that came from, but I just had to point out that, yes, they are. There you go, Mike. Find the spot on the spot. And that is easier said than done. But for people that have really gone through that and done that many, many times, that's a lot of time in the water or just luck. But it usually takes a lot of time in the water to find the spot on the spot. We have dozens of different places where we know the spot on the spot.
On the spot, on the spot, on the spot.
4-pound rock. Not necessarily 4-pound rock, but the little cluster of boulders right beside it.
To the right
that
of it,
feel
as
like
you're going up that left
yes,
line.
sir. A lot of people ignore that one little spot, and it's very, very close to a spot that everybody knows about.
And even more on the other side of that little bay there.
Yep.
That big rock, the Cormorant rock.
Mm-hmm.
There's another rock below that, but then on the other side, just below that, is that really green grass.
Yes. Last spot on there. There's it. You come around the corner, right? You got like a big pile of rocks, and it tucks in a little bit, and you got like just a bunch of vegetation. Primarily a lot of shallow lily pads, but like it's not really uniform the whole way across, except for the depth. But how they're structured, and you got a couple like little contours and stuff. Like it's just
is that
broken
where there's
up
a
enough.
couple rocks to your right as you're going through?
Yes.
Yep.
So you go past 4-pound rock. You got those 3 big boulders, and then you cut left, and then you got all the veggies. That's usually where we do really well on
Caught
the.
that 5 something with Nate.
Oh yeah.
There.
5 1/4, I think that one was. So like you see this, and it's great, and it is a great spot. There's fish there almost all the time, and especially for like in the summer for throwing a frog, or you want to pitch a Texas rig, fluke, whatever. Different times of the year, there's like always some form of class of fish in there for largemouth, just hanging in there. But at the end of it, you get like nice hard structure that comes out to a point, and that's got more lily pads, and it drops off kind of fast to some moderate depth water, and there's boulders there.
Fish.
There's that. In between those 2 areas, there's 3 boulders about that big. And I catch fish there often. And I only found that after I got Mega 360. And it was one of those.
A lot of stuff on there after 360.
Yeah, stuff that I couldn't pick up with the side
I
imaging,
think you go over it with down imaging, and it's like, what the hell is that?
or we just missed it
Or
every
you
time.
completely missed it. Yeah.
That's spot on the spot. That whole stretch is money. But then there's that one little cluster of boulders that's like money.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mr. Krabs, money.
money. Money.
You never. Oh, I saw that. Still have that. You can never. Oh, there it is, Mark. You can never have enough reels. Spot on with that. That's for sure. And yeah, it definitely takes time in the water. I agree. Yes. Thank you for saying that, Mike. Boat positioning and cast you make determines everything. Mm-hmm. That is the reason why I still want to get a turret for my forward-facing sonar. But the problem I'm having with this is I want to keep it on my trolling motor, but there's days where I want to spot lock. We both want to spot lock and pick a spot apart because we know they're there. We just need to hit it from the right angles. We've done that so many friggin' times, and it has been 100% worth it. So to be able to have that option, I'm exploring my options for what I can do for a turret. I think I would rather have it and be able to like really kind of see what we're doing. I'd like to be able to follow my bait, at least for a season. And then after that, I'll decide if I want to keep it or not. Unless I can find a turret that is the best of both worlds, where it works off of the trolling motor, so I can move it fast. We can just troll and go. But then when I'm on spot lock, I can engage the turret and control that separately from spot lock. There's one model I've seen. I still need to talk to my buddy Alan about it. He's had it on his boat for a year. I want his opinion.
Okay.
I would like to explore that.
I think it would be nice
It would.
to be able to really free look with it.
You get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Spot lock, free look. Or, spot lock and use it. Or we're just running down the bank, whatever, take it off. Now it's going to work at the same pace as the trolling motor head. Mm-hmm. Like, that's win-win. Oh, Cam. Real Prey Swimbaits is also going to be at the show.
Yes.
I want to try some.
Pretty excited about that.
I have a bunch of stuff. There's a
couple of them over there somewhere.
One over there somewhere.
I
left all the softbody swim baits in the boat. Damn it.
Oh, no, you had it on the boat.
Yeah, I have a little. Anyway, so Cam said, I want to try some of the Real Prey swim baits. They have some 6-inch shiner ones I want to get. Anyone tried them? Yes. They're phenomenal. Guy makes a killing with those baits. He does a really, really good job. And he's got a bunch of different styles, sizes, colors. I really recommend you go over and check him out, talk to him. Wicked nice guy too. Answer any of your questions you have. And he's got a lot of options. And they're not going to break the bank either.
No, they're like relatively cheap for what you're getting. They're very good baits. They got great action.
Yep, Mike Dixie. The Real Prey is my favorite soft baits to get chewed and great durability. Yes, dude, durability on him is fantastic. He's somehow found that perfect blend of durability, but he doesn't sacrifice action on his baits for it, which is awesome. I want to shout out Bass Fishing Electronics. Great service. Ordered a new trolling motor on Sunday night and received it Tuesday morning. Those guys, Steve, the owner, Brian, I guess I'll call him his right-hand man. And I'm not...
I got something to call him now. What's up, Brady?
Another guy we know, Derek works there. There's a couple of guys that work there. Some full-time, some part-time. But those guys know what they're doing. They do phenomenal work. They have wicked fast.
But he left something loosey. Nailed it.
Hey, boys, quality control. They did a bunch of work to my boat, and Brian went back in to test everything, and he forgot to reconnect the cord for the GPS for his anchor mode on my Ghost.
Mistake.
Honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. It literally took us
5 minutes.
Not even.
I had to unscrew the panel, pop it off, boink, put it on, done.
I don't even think it took. It would have been faster if we had the right screwdriver, and not that little stubby thing.
And more space in between the back of the graphs and everything. Yeah,
it was fine. Other than that, no, dude, I've had my boat there 3 separate times now. They've done so much stuff to my boat between those 3 trips, and I've got even more planned for them probably later this year, depending on how things go with what I want to purchase.
Everything they did, I was going to say, everything they did up there with like those wire block things. And,
oh, yeah. Wire routing.
Dude, phenomenal job.
There's a reason really why good. I bring my boat to him.
Very clean.
I cannot recommend them enough. They're going to be at the New England Expo as well. So if you guys are interested, you go over there and see what he has. One of the other best things about him, for those that are trying to look for upgrades on a budget, he has a phenomenal trade-in program and used selection. of sounders that you can choose from on the website. And he's constantly updating it. He doesn't just throw up anything on there either. Like, they are very particular about what they take on trade and then resell on the website. So you can know that if you get something from there that's used, he's been very vigorous in going through and verifying, like, okay, yeah, no, this is actually a solid used graph. And it's a great way to save a ton of money. Everything I had on my boat prior to now, and even some of the things I still have on my boat now, I bought used, and I bought it through Steve. And I've slowly just gone back to Steve at Basswitch Electronics and replaced it with new stuff, except for the new HDS 16 with the active target. I got that used. But we'll see what the HDS Live Pro stuff does later this year. I do know I want that new 3-in-1 transducer, so we get the 1200 kilohertz. Megahertz? No. What?
Kilohertz.
12,000 megahertz or 1.2 kilohertz. I think that's how it works. Anyway.
I don't know.
Whatever. Side imaging is going to be even better. At that point, it almost rivals what Hummingbird's mega side imaging quality is, which is...
Lots of watts.
It's going to be really, really nice. And it works with my carbon, which I already have at the helm, so plus side on that. What else did we miss in the chat? Oh, yep. Love the Lose, one of the best reels in that price range. BBS and the LFS have lasted me a while. Those BBS speed spools are phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I still have some that I got from the first year of my sponsorship that are still workhorses for me. And they recently upgraded them. So I cannot recommend those enough. That's actually something I want to do over the winter, is like a bunch of gear review on shit that we've had for years.
I still have a bunch. I did give Jackson, I think, 2 reels. But, I mean, I'm not easy on my stuff by any means. But those reels lasted. I gave them to my nephew. They still work great. He's just like, I want some reels. And so I was like, here you go. And yeah, he's been working for the last year now. And they're awesome.
Yeah. Jason, I'm working on it. We'll see what this year brings me. Also see what the economy brings everybody. It's just, we'll wait it out a little bit longer, see how it goes.
For the new boat?
Yep. Kevin, they rewired my entire boat and put on an off switch. Oh, and put an on-off switch. Yeah, they did that for me too. I had them put in C-Clear harnesses for all of my electronics. They fixed a couple of dummy things that I did. And they put the power kill switch all the way in the back, basically above my battery, so I can completely kill power to all my electronics, so there's not a constant drain. Did a phenomenal job. And they did it fast, too. That's the other thing. They did it wicked fast. I dropped my boat off. I'm trying to think. I had it back in a day and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't gone long.
No.
You're like, I gotta drop it off and pick it up in like 2 days. I'm like, what?
I dropped it off when they opened on a Thursday, and I was back there at noon on Friday and picked it back up. And I drove home in the snow. Because I had a travel cover. Side scan, not scam. Dude, I'm tired. Shush. Oh, wait, no, you said side scam. Sorry, I thought you were picking on me for slurring and my words. Oh, moved away from Mass 4 years ago. Is MGC Tackle in Hanover still the spot to get good swim baits? Yep. Lots of good stuff there.
Yes. I want to go. Do they have a storefront?
They do.
I want to go.
You know what we should do is go to Ben's Tackle Shack first and then swing over to MGC
How
afterwards.
far is Leicester from Ashton's?
A little over an hour. About an hour.
From her house?
Yeah, I remember looking it up. Because where we went to go fish was about the half, where we couldn't because of the motor restrictions.
Yeah.
It's about halfway. Because I looked it up. My plan was I was going to go meet you at that lake, fish, leave from there, go to Ben's, and then go from Ben's to Treehouse, and then go home. Because it's almost like a perfect big loop.
But instead,
we went
straight to Treehouse. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't go to Treehouse. No, that was on the way back from Stripers.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Because of the traffic on the highway. It's like, you can sit in 20 minutes of standstill traffic at the Mass Pike, or
not.
Pull off the side of the road, one exit early, go to Treehouse, get some of the best beer in the friggin' world, and then take the back road all the way back up till you get on 190.
Their beer is really good.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was ever going to drink beer again, I would probably only drink them.
Become a beer snob.
No.
Justifiably, though. That beer is just too damn good.
It is.
It is.
I told Sean, my boss, when we were down there.
Yeah.
I was like, I almost came back with a present for you. He's like, what do you mean, a fish? I'm like, no, a beer from Treehouse. He's like, oh, you shouldn't have told me that.
That's a brewery that's been worth every single last bit of its hype. That's for sure. That one I got a pin. South Jersey. If anyone is interested, iLude has zombie rats on site and Goonie Gills. Boys, I tell you, if you're looking for some really, really good big boy swim baits and you want some, you better get over there fucking fast.
Maybe I should just.
That shit's gonna be gone in a minute.
Maybe I should just buy a bunch of swim baits and sell them so I can buy a boat.
Honestly,
I'm not gonna do that.
You could.
I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm good.
I couldn't do it. I got a Piz at the Boxborough show at the New England Swim Bait Expo last year for 2022. And actually, I fished it a lot this year, but I have a bunch of other stuff I got to get done to my boat. Like I've got just like general upkeep stuff. Probably got another $1,000 I got to dump into it. Plus we got tournaments we're playing on for this year, and I was like, I got to sell something. I got to help offset some of this stuff. Plus everything I just put on for the active target, the HDS 16, the install and everything. I was like, I could get $1,500 if I waffle off this Piz, and I couldn't do it. So I texted my buddy, and he was like, I've been dying to get one of those bait for 2 years. I was like, if you want, I'll sell it to you at retail. He said, yep. So he did. And I was very happy to do that. I can't get behind that raffle shit, man.
I can't
do it.
I won't. If I'm gonna buy a bait, I'm buying it for me, and I'm not gonna buy it to sell to some poor kid that was gonna pay $1,200 for a $300 bait. I won't do it. I'm not bashing anybody who does. It is what it is. It's a thing. But I just personally can't do it. I buy baits because I can afford them for myself. And like, if I'm buying a big bait, I'm spending $200 on $300 on a bait. I'm going to use it for myself, and I want to catch fish on it.
Yep. Nope, I'm with you there. Mike, stop at Vitamin C Brewing in Weymouth next time you're down this way. My favorite beer. It's also next to Barrel House Z Brewing. I've heard of Vitamin C Brewing. Thing is, I like really don't drink beer anymore. It just messes up my stomach too much. Now I'm a rum and Coke guy. Give me Kirk and Sweeney. I'm a happy boy. Carl, Sean, I promise you things are going to change in terms, boats and deals. The market's about to be flooded. Fed's going to raise the rate 2 times. Going to get mighty ugly. Cash is king. Yeah.
So boat companies are just going to go out of business because they can't sell boats?
I mean, they're going to be hurting. But the used market is going to be flooded.
It already is.
It's going to be flooded. Yeah, we're already starting to see it.
I found I don't know, like an O2 tracker for like, what, 30 grand. What the hell are you thinking, dude? That's what they are, brand new.
Yeah. Straight gambling. It's straight gambling. Screw guys, you're better off saving and getting a bait that's actually obtainable. Yeah, I mean, dude, as far as glides go, Bullshad makes some of the best out there, and they're consistent. So there's a lot to be said for that.
I'd say just like the bait in baits in general, his baits are phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the amount of testing he does on those to really make sure that shit works and works well and as intended. There's a reason why that guy just is able to pump out so many baits and they just continue to sell. Guy knows what he's doing. I'm getting fat from drinking beer. Yeah, dude, I put on like 60 pounds after college just from going from an active style to a sedentary and drinking a ton of delicious IPAs is not good for your body.
I had Christmas party for work. I had 2 beers.
Oh, shit.
And the last drink I had before that was whiskey with you because I was dying sick at the Berkshire concert.
Oh, yeah.
Before that, I don't remember my last drop of alcohol.
Yeah, as I get older and the more I become in tune with what my body does not like to have put through it, beer very quickly dropped off the list, which it sucks because I fucking love some of the breweries that we have around here. Like, dude, Spyglass in Nashua, if you've never been, you guys are in the area, that they have a bunch of beers that rivals most of what Treehouse puts out. And that's saying something. Spyglass is phenomenal. Same with Kettlehead. I think actually Spyglass is a few more Treehouse like quality beers than Kettlehead, but Kettlehead is not that far behind. I mean, really, they're both phenomenal. There's so many other good breweries that have a bunch of different good beers. But locally, like having Spyglass 15 minutes from my house, that was I still wouldn't call it a problem, but it was like a convenient bad thing.
It was a problem.
Dude, just go over there.
I'm going to a Spyglass. No shit.
No, what was worse is when I used to work for my one company where it was in Milford, and then I had to go down to Waterbury, Connecticut. for our sister company. And on the way back up from there, you take 84 to the Pike, and you just, if you're coming up from that way, you slide right off 84, one exit, like literally right before you get on 90. And Treehouse is like right there. So that was a problem because I was stopping there and legitimately spending anywhere from $600 to $800 a trip because I would call everybody at work. I'd send a group text. All right, I'm stopping. Who wants what?
Travis.
Yep. And I want a case of this. I want a case of that. Give me half a case of this. Yeah, not a problem. Drive all the way back up to New Hampshire, meet everybody at work, and like all of a sudden cash just starts flying at me and they're like, thanks. And I wouldn't be back at my work for more than 5 minutes. All that beer was gone. And just, whatever it cost for me from the brewery is what they paid. And that was a problem. Stop. My wife's like, what are you getting? Just walking out with a hand truck of 8 cases of beer. It's 160, 180 cans of beer. Don't worry about it.
I have $1,000 worth of beer right here. You want some?
Oh my God. BT. Oh, I still haven't been to BT Smokehouse. That's on the list. I got to get up there.
Go up. Go up.
To who?
Right there. Green.
Oh, dude. First donation of the night. You're the best. Thank you very, very much. Traveling the world. Thanks to Uncle Sam. And I feel like I'm back home. Hell yeah, man.
Where you at?
Where did he say? You're Wyoming right now, correct? And then his next stop is Santee Cooper. If memory serves correct, I'm talking to the correct gentleman here. Yeah. I was like, damn. He was like, man, he was commenting on YouTube. He's like, I missed the Cape and it's cool that I found this because it's cool to hear about stuff from back home. I was like, where are you at now? And I'm pretty sure he's like, yeah, I'm Wyoming and I'm going to Santee Cooper. I was like, damn, I'm jealous. Yeah. 2 awesome areas to be at.
Right?
Oh, Jamie. Hey, friend. We were actually talking about you earlier on the
Jamie.
stream. Talking about the New England Expo this weekend. Telling people to go to your booth, spend their money. Spend all their money. Go to Ben's Tackle. And then go to Smatus. And go to Bass Fishing Electronics and Beast Coast. And Lose.
Get the
Just go everywhere.
Slopsta.
Be great. Slopsta.
Dude, I kind of want to buy another one.
What do you mean another one? Another couple of bags.
Like the big one.
Yeah. I ain't kidding around.
I know. I'm in Carolina, like that bitch with a 3 ounce weight.
Okay.
Everything's big.
Where we went in the spring above the bridge, make it shallow, we saw those giants.
I bet that would. Oh, dude. I'm coming to see you, Jamie.
Dude, it's gonna work. I'm telling you. I am telling you.
I believe it.
Still loading my trailer. Oh God, dude. Yeah, you got a lot of work ahead of you. Where I saw Cam. I'm bringing $300 cash, leaving the car at home. That is, as Mark said, very smart. You bring the car.
You're going to one booth.
I was right. In Wyoming, been to the Middle East a couple times, heading to Santee Cooper soon. Appreciate it.
Hell yes.
There you go, buddy. And by the way, thank you for your service.
Hey, thank you for your service. I didn't even put those two together. I don't know.
I remember it. I wasn't even in the service.
I was.
Terrible. All right, tell you what. This has been a phenomenal show. It's getting late. I have a very busy day at work again tomorrow, including an executive review with the company owner for one of my projects that I'm working on.
I'm probably going to run a skid steer tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to be up early, and I gotta prepare. So now is a good time as any to call it quits. It has been a phenomenal night. We cannot thank you all enough for coming in, hanging out with us, shooting the breeze. If at any point you guys have other specific topics you want us to talk about, elaborate on, really dive into, or even better, get a guest on. Speaking of guests, we've got a hell of a hammer of a guest coming up.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Next week.
That's this week? That's this coming week?
No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today.
We don't have a show this coming week.
Yes, we do. I'll figure it out. All I can tell you is that we have a hell of a smallmouth angler and YouTuber that's going to be on with us very shortly here. But at any point, if there's any other topics you guys want to talk about, hit me up. I don't care where you do it. Here in the comments, on the stream, after the fact, on any random video. Personally message me on Facebook, on Instagram. Like, I'm on Fishbrain, wherever. I manage all the social media. So if you send it, I see it. I don't always read everything every day, but I get to every message eventually. So, by all means, if you guys have stuff you want us to tackle, hit me up. Let me know. We will dive into it. And if I can, I'll even get a guest on with us. depending upon the topic. There's plenty of other people I need to reach out to still. Cam, did you hear about our special guest yet, please? did that work?
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I didn't forget about that.
that one.
That would be sick.
That would be amazing.
I haven't heard from anything from him, so I'm assuming that, no, nothing's been said yet.
Probably not. But we can wish.
And hope. Everybody cross your fingers and every toe. Make it work.
I can't cross my toes.
I can. They're crossed right now. It hurts.
Ow. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
So, thank you all very much. If you haven't done it yet before you leave, please drop a like on the stream, whether you're watching YouTube or Facebook, and hopefully that worked out well from streaming from both. Anyway, buddy, do your thing.
All right, we'll see you guys next week at 8 p.m. every Wednesday at youtube.com/Reel Nothern Bass. We will see you on the next one.